been talking about gender and power for a long time now, maybe too long. However, I feel we are at some type of global precipice.
Welcome to the Diversity Council of Australia's annual diversity debate for 2016. The critical question, indeed the question the debate will hinge upon, is engaging men the game changer for gender equality? Number one, yes. Number two, no.
For women, listening to the fact that men are supposedly so key to advancing gender inequality could be galling, could be really irritating. But I want to be clear that the topic we've been given is that engaging men are game changers, and not that they are needed to be the leaders, not that they need to be praised for anything that they do, not that they're better than women, not that they need to run the show. It's a strategic recruitment campaign of half of the population, more like conscription in the war against gender inequality.
And what we're talking about here is ally politics. Ally politics is when members of the dominant group, white people, heterosexuals, men, I happen to be a member of all of those categories, but when members of the dominant group are involved in efforts to address that dominance. And engaging members of the dominant group is a vital part of our work, recognising that gender inequality is as much a story of male advantage as it is a story of female disadvantage. But ally politics can only ever be one component of social change efforts. I mean, look, frankly, I don't care who wins this debate. I just want to, see an end to gender inequality.
No, don't say that. That's the worst debating tactic I've ever heard. I don't care.
Actually, the debate itself was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed being here. Having Tony Jones as the compere was just fabulous.
The workplace gender equality agency states that only 27% of key management roles in this country are held by women. And that's a statistic that drops to 19% in male-dominated industries such as mining, manufacturing and construction.
Good evening, ladies. Actually, that's it. Good evening, ladies. Because even though I am a committed and card-carrying gay man, I love men, I'm not particularly interested in men tonight, hearing from them or talking about them. So, as someone raised by a single mum, flanked by three sisters his entire life, I've always been acutely aware of how I live in a world where men, and in this country specifically straight white men, constantly call the shots, and I'm tired of it. Although admittedly this can be a slightly sexy scenario if that straight white man in question is Tony Jones. When it comes to the struggle for gender equality, sure, sometimes men have helped. And sometimes we haven't. But let's make this clear, men have never changed the game, and we never will. And in many cases, our attempts to change the game have given us far too much credit, and we've fallen way short of expectations.
I love the interplay between the good idea, the bad idea, right and wrong. Obviously, it's a topic that inspired a bit of passion. It was fun.
So far, both of the speakers on our side have addressed issues of the head and the heart. I'm going to try and take this down another direction, and that's about a fundamental issue around leadership. And leadership that leads to action. As I was listening to Benjamin going through his conversation just then, and actually with Michael as well, both of them acknowledge that men play a role to play, and they give you glimpses of the fact that actually they support that men could play a more stronger role. What I'm going to argue is if you add the dimension of accountability and leadership into this, then you're on to a winner, and the issue around gender equality becomes the game changer from engaging men.
Ugh, I'm so sick of talking about men. Ugh, I have a male baby and it's just all the time, it's feed me, pay me attention to me, engage me. Ugh, so boring. Men. It's always about men. What can we do to engage men? Kate even admits from the outset that it's galling to hear that men might be needed in the feminist fight. And she's right. It is galling. Game changers. I can't even get my partner to change the sheets. That was just a little sexist joke. You know those. They're the jokes that we women have always had to put up with in the pursuit of keeping men on side. And that's what engaging men so often comes down to, isn't it? It means being nice, even when all of history has not been nice to us.
I think it really opened people's minds. It helped them to think about the various perspectives that will lead to success in this area.
And tonight, the 6 speakers who gave not just of their time this evening, but in the preparation for the event to lead to such a wonderful debate, have really made such a great contribution, not to just our own entertainment and our own edification, but to the absolutely critical debates that we as a society need to have around things like gender equality and diversity and inclusivity.
I think it was absolutely listening to all of the passion and the energy in the room, whether it was from the affirmative or the negative, just hearing that passion and having it vocalised as to why it's so important that as Australian citizens do we continue to talk about the issues around gender equality was just really fantastic.